My name is Calliope, and I would love to just jump right in, if you don't mind. Wonderful. So I'm going to start by doing a bit of a pseudo bedtime routine, just to kind of jog those sort of innate feelings of winding down and getting ready to sleep. I would love to start with a little bamboo brush here. And just start brushing your hair, if you don't mind. Excellent, thank you. So, sleep. The $1,000,000 question, huh? How do we get to sleep? How do we stay asleep? How do we get effective sleep? Unfortunately, there is no universal answer. But there are a lot of different answers. There are a lot of things that can be tried. And what I have for you today is very slightly different, but in line with a lot of those typical sleep tips, which may feel frustrating, but unfortunately, they are commonly accepted for a reason, because they work with most people. And it's up to people like me to figure out how to help the other people that stuff just doesn't work for. So it may or may not, but gotta give it a shot, right? You have to try it to see if it works or not. And you never know, because sometimes something might not work now, but it might later on. That's also a little frustrating, I know. So, what I have for you today is what I call building blocks. And this comes from the perspective of ADHD, which is a combined diagnosis of autism and ADHD. And if you don't know a lot, I'm going to be very reductive. But autism and ADHD often goes hand in hand with sleep issues for a variety of reasons, like hyperactivity or the inability to regulate the attention. So when it's more the inattentive type, it's commonly described as bees in the head. It feels like bees are inside your head. With autism, we often have the sensory issues. I know personally. I have spent entire nights awake because it was a degree too warm, or the sheets felt weird, or my pajamas felt weird. Very frustrating. I'm going to use this wide tooth comb now that we've made sure everything is untangled and smooth. So, building blocks. what I've learned in terms of sleep for people like me is that we often need 3 particular things to help us sleep. And I call these 3 things adequate stimulation, adequate relaxation or winding down, and adequate sensory experience. And while my perspective is based on neurodivergent experience, neurotypical people often can experience the exact same thing. It just might not be to the point where it's a problem. A disorder is when these symptoms are a problem. So, you might also not be quite in tune with your senses or your sort of emotional needs before you sleep. And some people are way too attuned to them. So, adequate stimulation. This also evokes a sort of sense of accomplishment. Before bed, usually within the couple hours prior, I need to do something that makes me feel like I got something done for the day that I enjoyed, that was just for myself. This might be reading, it might be hobbies, exercise, might be watching a beloved TV show, video games. Doesn't even necessarily have to be for long. But just something that when you go to bed, you can say, I did something for myself. And my brain isn't seeking that elsewhere. Because it's not trying to grab on to whatever gives us those happy chemicals the fastest. Because a lot of times what it is ruminating, and it might also be fear. I have a little container here of cotton rounds. And I'm just going to grab some so that we might wipe off the face. So we are trying to discourage the brain from seeking behavior by giving it something that it wants. And with our adequate relaxation or winding down, this can also be something that works in tandem, that is simultaneous with the adequate stimulation part. If you're watching a television show, it might be drinking a cup of tea or having a little snack at the same time. These are so soft, so silky. They're like velvet. I don't know if you can see the tiny, tiny little fibers. I'm just going to wet these down. We're just going to wipe off the face very gently. It might be something like watching unintentional ASMR videos, people cleaning houses or restoration videos. It might be watching something nostalgic. I often watch no commentary playthroughs of games I used to play when I was a kid. Super Mario 64 or Sonic, things like that. Super Mario Bros. 3. Good. And finally, adequate sensory experience. This is something as simple as just making sure you're warm enough or cool enough that your night clothes don't make you feel itchy or don't catch on anything or feel kind of a weird texture. It's making sure your sheets feel nice, your blankets are arranged well. Because how many times do we wake up in the middle of the night because we're a little too cold, a little too hot, the blankets have fallen in a weird way. So, doing these sort of things might extend the time that you're awake. But the thing with it is that it might reduce the time it takes for you to fall asleep and extend the time you are asleep. So even if it might take a little longer to get situated, you end up getting more sleep out of it overall. It is what it is at that point, right? Spend a little extra time, get a little bit more sleep. I'm going to grab this second one. We'll do both here. Go ahead and wet this down. So, and on the other hand, while you're trying to figure out what it is that you can do to evoke the accomplishment, the sort of safety and security by winding down, you are spending time that otherwise you would probably still be awake anyway, and you might be finding a solution. That's where that kind of is where it is sort of thing comes in. Sometimes it does take a bit of investigation and a bit of time, which nobody likes. Nobody likes that. We're impatient when it comes to sleep, and for a good reason. It's so important. The thing I like about the building blocks is that while the body and the brain generally like routine, and autism likes routine sometimes, ADHD does not. It likes novelty. So by using the building blocks, I'm able to customize my bedtime routine so that it doesn't get stale and then I don't feel accomplished. I don't feel like I've wound down. I feel overstimulated. I feel like something's just not right. Instead, I can switch things up while having the same basis. I need to feel like I've done something for myself. I need to feel like I am emotionally and physically safe enough to sleep. And I need to make sure I'm going to stay asleep by not having any goofy sensory stuff going on. One last thing that I was taught specifically for rumination is something called the box. The box is an exercise to try to quiet the spiraling, restless thoughts you might have. And it involves visualizing, or if you're someone who can't visualize, you might draw or narrate what this would look like. You create a box with a lock, almost like maybe a jewelry box type of thing. And when you start spiraling, ruminating, you visualize or narrate, perhaps, putting these specific thoughts in this box, closing it, locking it. And if they escape and they start up again, you put them back in. Now, the thing with the box is that this does not mean you are ignoring these thoughts. What it means is you're not dealing with them right now. But in the morning, after you wake up, you think about those spiraling, ruminating thoughts. And either it's something that no longer bothers you, or it's something that you want to address as best as you can. So it's sort of this thought like, I am not going to ignore this, but it's not going to get solved right now. I'm not going to solve anything tonight, but when I'm thinking a little more clearly, I will give this the attention it needs. Let's pop these over here so that I can put the clean ones back in our little container. Now, we are going to be going through a couple types of relaxation. One could be considered a type of hypnosis. One of them is somewhat like a guided meditation. Both are used for sleep. We are going to work with autogenic relaxation, which means that we are creating it ourselves using our mind, and something called yoga nidra, which nidra means sleep. It's a sleep yoga, but it doesn't use any movement. So, the autogenic relaxation exercise is a little script I'm going to read to you, and the yoga nidra is something I can do more off the cuff. So, I would like you to either close your eyes or let them soften while they're open. Just allow your body to get as comfortable as it can. Maybe shift around, see what makes you feel the most comfortable. And I'm going to have you listen and repeat in your head the words that I say. Set 1. My right arm is heavy. My left arm is heavy. Both of my arms are heavy. My right leg is heavy. My left leg is heavy. Both of my legs are heavy. My arms and my legs are heavy. Set 2. My right arm is warm. My left arm is warm. Both of my arms are warm. My right leg is warm. My left leg is warm. Both of my legs are warm. My arms and my legs are warm. Set 3. My arms are heavy and warm. My legs are heavy and warm. My arms and my legs are heavy and warm. I feel calm. My heart feels warm and pleasant. My heartbeat is calm and regular. Set 4. My arms are heavy and warm. My legs are heavy and warm. My arms and my legs feel heavy and warm. I feel calm. My heartbeat is calm and regular. My breathing breathes me. Set 5. My arms are heavy and warm. My legs are heavy and warm. My arms and my legs are heavy and warm. I feel calm. My heart feels calm and regular. My breathing breathes me. My stomach is soft and warm. Set 6. My legs are heavy and warm. My arms and my legs are heavy and warm. I feel calm. My heart feels calm and regular. My breathing breathes me. My stomach is soft and warm. My forehead is cool. Now we are going to dive right into the Yoga Nidra. This is one of my favorite combinations of different kinds of meditation, hypnosis sort of thing. So, I'm going to have you take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth if you can. If you feel lightheaded at all, or it's difficult, just breathe as comfortably as you can. Deep breath in and out. Listen to the wind in the background. Deep breath in and out. Feel the breath inside the nose and out the mouth. Deep breath in and out. Feeling the body sink down into the surface underneath you. I'd like you to just breathe naturally, just barely noticing the rhythm of your breath. I want you to just notice your forehead, softening the forehead, right between the brows. Softening right here. The temples, the jaw, letting the tongue relax, whether that's at the floor of the mouth or if the tongue rests on the roof of the mouth. Letting the jaw unlock and soften. Letting the shoulders sink down. Letting the chest broaden and the shoulder blades to pull together. Allowing the hands to soften, to lie open, allowing the legs to unclench and relax. What is the farthest sound in the environment that you can hear? The farthest out you can hear. And what is the closest sound you can hear? Closest sound. Can you see the light or darkness beyond your closed eyelids? Can you feel the rush of air through the tips of the nostrils as you breathe in and out? there any lingering tastes on the tongue, in the mouth? Or is it just sort of a warm humidity here? I want you to direct your attention to the specific body part that I call out. Focus on it. Let it relax. We don't want to focus so hard that you're taken out of this relaxing experience. You just want to merely touch on it with your mind. I'm going to have you focus on your right hand, the center of the palm, the tip of the thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, and fourth. Back of the hand, the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder, the right side of the chest, the right side of the rib cage, right hip, thigh, knee, shin, ankle, the top of the foot, the sole of the foot, and the tip of the big toe, second toe, third, fourth, fifth. Back to the left hand, center of the palm, the tip of the thumb, first finger, second finger, third and fourth finger, back of the hand, the wrist, elbow, shoulder, left side of the chest, left side of the rib cage, the left side of the waist, left hip, thigh, knee, shin, top of the foot, bottom of the foot, the tip of the first toe, big toe, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Back to the center of the chest, the hollow of the throat, middle of the throat, the chin, the right side of the jaw, left side of the jaw, right cheekbone, left cheekbone, right ear, left ear, right temple, eyebrow, the right eye, left temple, eyebrow, left eye, the forehead, the whole scalp, the center of the brows, tip of the nose, upper lip, lower lip, tip of the tongue, the roof of the mouth, the floor of the mouth, the teeth, the gums, and back to the tip of the tongue. I'm going to have you let that dissolve, let that fade away. And I'm going to have you count down from 10 with your breath. I'm going to have you inhale 10, exhale 10, inhale 9, exhale 9. Just keep going at your own pace. Inhaling and exhaling, then working a number down. I'll have you do that just inside your head. Even if you haven't made it to 0, I want you to just let that fade away. And this time, I'm going to have you conjure some sensations. I'm going to try to conjure some opposite sensations in the body. I want you to imagine what it would feel like if your body was very warm. It's a warm summer day, or you're under a bunch of blankets in front of a heater. What would it feel like if your body was very warm? Feel the sensation in your hands, your chest, your legs, your feet, your head. Now, what would it feel like if your body felt very cool? It's a winter's day. Just walked into a freezer, sank into an ice bath. What would it feel like if your body was very cool? From the tips of your toes to the top of your head. What would it feel like if it was very cool? Now I want you to imagine your body is very heavy, weighed down, fatigued, like you have a bunch of blankets on top of you, like your body is made of lead. Feel your arms sink down deeper. Feel your legs sink down deeper. The back of your head. Everything's so heavy. And then what would it feel like if your body was very light? Like balloons were attached to your limbs. Like you are barely held to the surface underneath you, like you are made of feathers. What would that feel like? Now, we're going to let the sensations go. Let the body return to its normal temperature, its normal weight. We're going to do a few breaths. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Last one, deep breath in and out. Now, if you would like to come out of this Nidra state, I'll just have you wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, turn your head from side to side, and slowly allow your eyes to open. But if you want to stay here to just experience the relaxation or to go to sleep, don't do any of this. Just let your mind drift. Let your mind